Good morning, all. All right, today's lecture will be a little bit quicker. We're going to talk about Kohlberg's stages of morality. All right, Lawrence Kohlberg came up with his idea about studying how morality progresses as we cognitively mature, kind of getting his idea from Piaget. The belief is that in order to act in a moral manner, you need to be able to think in a higher level of cognition. In other words, toddlers are completely egocentric. They're not yet able to put themselves in someone else's positions. Therefore, they are not acting morally. All right, so Kohlberg did a study where what he would do is ask subjects hypothetical questions. Like, for example, the famous one is one that's in your text if you have it. Fictional story about a guy named Heinz whose wife is dying from cancer. There's a druggist who has a drug who could fix her. However, he's charging a ridiculous amount of money, $2,000 for the drug. Heinz doesn't have that money. So he goes to the druggist, he tries to strike a deal, says, look, I'll pay you in installments. I'll work for you. I'll do whatever I can to help you, but I need this drug for my wife. And the druggist just refuses. I'm not doing it. You have to pay me or else. So that's the story. And then later on, the story finishes by saying that Heinz ultimately goes in, breaks in, and steals this drug for his wife. So Kohlberg, after telling his subjects that story, would say, okay, Heinz right to steal this? Yes or no, but why, and why? Why? What were the reasons they were giving for his actions? All right, this is a moral dilemma. There's no absolute right or wrong answer. It's just what people were thinking. And from these responses, Kohlberg came up with his main three levels of moral thinking. All right, so let's talk about these. And I have some friends here I think will illustrate the first level for me. So let's try this. If I put some treats up here, all right? So up here, treats. Now watch what happens. All right, so if I put treats up here we have Callie. She's gonna take a treat, and here's some more. Let's see what happens. Well, I don't know. I thought my other cats don't seem to notice where the treats are because they're kind of asleep yet this morning. All right. Well, anyway, ultimately, these cats are going to fight for the treats. All right. They're acting how? Selfishly, egocentrically. They don't care about the others. All right. Maybe if I show Blizzard where the treats are, she would actually do it, but she's not. All right. This is what Kohlberg calls pre-conventional thinking, doing things because of what it is for you. Is it right? Is it wrong? All right, that kind of thing. But is it for you? Rewards and punishments. So if you think about a young child who wants a toy and smacks another child to get it, is he really being nasty morally, or is he just selfish? He just wants the toy and he's doing whatever it takes in order to get it. That's what we mean by pre-conventional thinking. Maybe if I try a little bit harder here, and I put her up here, you can see what I mean about pre-conventional thinking. All right, let's see what happens. There we go. That's pre-conventional thinking. All right, Callie is smacking Blizzard to get the treats, and Blizzard's going to fight back just to get those treats. No animals were hurt. Trust me, they do this all the time. But they're not thinking about the other cat. They're only thinking about themselves. All right. Stage 2 is thinking in good for society. So now instead of just thinking about yourself, you're thinking about what is good for the group as a whole. So if you think about what's going on now, where we're being asked to shelter in place, and if we have symptoms, not to go out, this isn't necessarily just to protect you. It's to protect the greater number of people, or people that are maybe more vulnerable than you might be. All right, so doing that, the right thing, because that's what it is to be a good citizen, to follow the rules. We have to have some kind of level of law and order. That's what he calls conventional thinking. Post-conventional thinking is your own moral standard. So if we're thinking about this, would be to do things even if it means hurting yourself, even if it means getting in trouble for yourself, but you're doing it for some greater good. We don't really want your butt in the picture, Callie, thank you. So, for example, people that might protest, and they may risk going to jail through their protest, but they're doing it for something higher. That's what he calls post-conventional thinking. All right, so if we go back to the Heinz story, just to illustrate those different stages, somebody in pre-conventional thinking would say something like Heinz was right to steal the drug for his wife because he's going to get a lot of sex because she's grateful. Or he was wrong to steal the drug because he's going to go to jail. It's all about what it would be for him. Someone in the conventional way of thinking is going to be thinking that what is it for everybody has to follow the rules, everybody has to do what we're supposed to because that's what society says is correct. So we have pre-conventional, conventional, and then post-conventional thinking would be a greater good. Well, his saving someone's life is more important than not stealing, that kind of a thinking. All right. Kohlberg honestly felt that a lot of us were still kind of back in pre-conventional all the time. If I'm following a speed limit, why am I doing it? Am I doing it because I don't want to get a ticket? That's pre-conventional for my own reasons. If I'm doing it because I feel like we all need to be good citizens and follow the rules, that's conventional thinking. And then if I was doing it for some higher moral good, that would be post-conventional. So that's what we're talking about with this. So when we're thinking, the other way of looking at this is to think about children who've committed crimes. Are they able to think outside themselves? Are they able to really know what they're doing? Or are they still stuck in one of these lower levels? Kohlberg had a very negative view of society. He thought most of us never really get to that higher level of post-conventional thinking, that we're still kind of looking at things selfishly, which is something to think about, especially in today, the way we are doing things. I saw a video the other day of somebody, hoarding boxes and boxes of toilet paper and people's reactions. And both of them, what level of morality were they in? So anyway, that's Kohlberg's idea. But the gist of it is that he believes we need to be cognitively mature in order to be moral. That's the lesson for today. Next time, maybe I'll bring some other guests. Thank you.